My name is Janet Taylor. I'm the Corporate Secretary at Libro. I've been working at the credit union for a little more than 20 years, all of that time working with our governance function. Also presenting with me tonight is Steve Hickson, who most of you, or all of you, have had an introduction to, at least virtually. Steve is our governance specialist, so Steve will be presenting. And on the line is Gigi Wallant-Burke, an owner representative from our Lambton, Kent, Middlesex West region, and she'll be speaking a little later on in the session to tell you all about being an owner representative. So I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your evening. There are a number of owners who are looking to find more information about this role. We have a number of our current owner representatives who are joining us for a refresher or just to understand better in their role as part of a candidate recruitment committee, what that's about. We also have our governance coordinator, Kathleen Seaman, and one of our directors, Chris Mendez, on the line. So thank you, everyone, for taking the time. Steve, thank you. We're going to talk first about governance at Libro. Governance is one of the most important roles of an owner representative. Steve's going to tell you more about that part. I'm going to give you the high-level bit. So governance at Libro has been through a number of iterations. And you can see that we haven't even had an opportunity yet to update it. It ends in 2018, but that is not the end of our story. So our very unique governance structure is an asset that we put a lot of effort into maintaining and continuously improving. In October of 2018, our owner representatives voted on changes to Libro's bylaws that saw a shift in our middle layer from branch-centric to regionally focused governance model. Our governance model originally started with small branch-centric advisory committees that were tasked with more operational oversight matters. Eventually, this shifted into more governance-oriented role with branches electing delegates and alternates to represent the broader ownership's interest in the elections of the board of directors at the annual general meeting. And as the number of owners increased, so did the number of delegates. So over the course of several decades, the roles and responsibilities of delegates changed from having operational input to having a more representative role to reflect the changing regulatory environment. The name also changed to owner representative in 2004 to better reflect the duties of that role. Owner representatives are tasked with electing the board of directors at each annual general meeting and voting on special resolutions. Owner representatives are highly engaged and knowledgeable about Libro and act in the credit unions and our owners' best interests as a voting body. So Libro does ask our owner representatives to learn about Libro's strategy and business, to participate in community events, and to act as a Libro ambassador. We expect that our owner representatives are well informed about business issues and other information, and they assist with governance decision-making and board oversight. Owner representatives attend and participate in governance-related meetings, including regional council meetings, our annual general meeting, the fall forum, which is an all-delegate type event, and any other meetings to which they are invited. Moving now to what our governance structure looks like. Well, actually, our organizational structure, which is a little different than most. In most, you would see the shareholders at the top, and actually, in this case, you still see the shareholders at the top. We call them owners because every person who deals at Libro is a shareholder and is an owner of the credit union. It is the owners in each of our governance regions, that elect their regional council. We have 10 regional councils. We'll go over them in just a moment. And it is those owner representatives making up the regional councils that elect our board of directors. The board of directors, like any other corporation, has just one employee, and that would be our president and CEO. Our president and CEO is the one then, of course, that would lead the management and staff teams. So looking more specifically at the regional councils, Steve, if you could move to the next slide, please. Our regional councils are in a state of transition at the moment. They are moving to a mature state where there will be one owner representative per 1,000 owners in each governance region. There are 10 governance regions that are based on our operating regions, and where an operating region has a larger number of owners, the operating region is divided into 2 governance regions. Now, owners may seek election in any governance region that they choose. So you may live in one region but work in another and feel a stronger connection to that one. Owners, however, elect their owner representative based on their home branch assignment. So where they first opened their accounts or where they have moved their accounts to since that time. So why is this important to Libro? Well, we believe our democratic grassroots structure is very valuable and important. Our owner representatives are diverse and better informed than the average member at other credit unions. And this allows them to influence the direction of Libro based on their knowledge of owner and community needs. We know that our owner representatives provide a higher level of accountability from the board and management because of this additional knowledge, and they make very informed decisions when voting at the annual general meeting, and especially in director elections. Owner representatives also provide a unique and important connection to Libro owners and communities. So not only do they represent the owners and their communities, but owner representatives are a bridge between them and Libro. They're an extension of Libro, an informed group of dedicated owners who can represent Libro in the community. And they return feedback and insight to Libro that they gather from being part of the community. Now, I did say there are 10 governance regions, and they are divided up geographically based on our operating regions. And on the slide that you can see there, I'm not going to read it all to you, is sort of the breakdown of which branch locations are represented by each of our governance regions. So I will now turn it over to Steve, who's going to talk about roles and responsibilities.
Great, thanks, Janet. And as Janet said earlier, my name is Steve Hickson. I'm the governance specialist here at Libro, and I started the first full week of June. So still sort of learning a lot, but loving it along the way. And I'm very happy that all of you decided to join us tonight. And I'm happy to be able to give you some information about Libro. And in this particular section, we are talking about owner representative roles and responsibilities. Sorry, is someone trying to speak? Maybe it's just a reminder to mute your mics, just to keep down on the background noise. Thank you very much. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the role of a Libro owner representative. It's basically twofold. The first part of their role is a governance facet, where owner representatives are elected to represent the owners within their governance region. And the second facet is purpose and community, where owner representatives provide information and guidance on the needs of owners and the communities they live in. So with regards to the first facet, namely governance, our owner representatives are elected, and they represent the interests of Libro owners because they are elected by Libro owners through votes at annual and special general meetings without an obligation or expectation to meet with individual owners. Our owner representatives are also responsible for succession planning and candidate recruitment, and also director recruitment as well for the board of directors. Also, they need to know about Libro's business model and understand the cooperative framework, the business model and enterprise risk management framework under which Libro operates. Our owner representatives also act as advisors on key strategic topics and provide opinions, suggestions, and advice to the board on the governance direction and policies of Libro. And finally, with regards to this first facet, they are to act as effective governors. And so owner representatives conduct regular assessment of the regional council effectiveness. We talked about the other facet being purpose and community. So our owner representatives act as purpose ambassadors. So they're educated and informed on Libro's purpose business model in order to share the Libro difference with others in the community. They also act as advisors on community needs and trends. They help Libro understand the key trends and activities in their local communities to identify where Libro can increase its impact. Owner representatives are informed on the broad scope of programs Libro employs to impact its communities. And as with we mentioned earlier with governance, they are advisors on key strategic topics. So at a set cycle, owner representatives offer advice on Libro's corporate pillars and on the owner representative purpose and community advisory role to ensure harmony between the role and Libro's corporate goals. Owner representatives are also community connectors. They engage with communities through volunteer and other networking or event opportunities. So owner representatives really are Libro advocates and ambassadors. Finally, our owner representatives act as community champions. Our regional councils define specific regional priorities aligned with Libro's corporate pillars to focus the annual granting program. Grant champions from within the councils are responsible for reviewing and approving the annual grants. So what kind of person are we looking for to fill the dual role of an owner representative? Well, these are the core attributes that we look for in an owner representative. And we can see from this list that the word passion comes up twice, once with regards to passionately supporting the credit union, and again, to passionately execute their role. And passion is key here. As a Libro owner representative, you're going to be out in the community acting as an ambassador for the credit union. And if you're not passionate about who we are and what we do, then the people you're speaking to about Libro will never become passionate about who we are and what we do. Also note that the owner representatives need to be well informed on local and regional trends, opportunities, and issues. Libro staff can't be everywhere at once. As hard as we try, it's just not possible. So that's where our owner representatives come in. They let us know what the needs are in their local communities and suggest opportunities to Libro to help the communities prosper. With regards to training and development, Libro is committed to continuously developing and improving owner representative skills. Effective and skilled owner representatives are needed to have a strong and sustainable governance model. The current owner representative training program is designed to equip our owner representatives with the tools and knowledge they need to support Libro. The Libro owner representative training program features 13 training and development sessions that teach the skills needed to be effective leaders in governance, but not all the training sessions are mandatory. There are also additional opportunities for owner representatives to participate in board and planning committees, panels, and task forces. This provides further personal and professional development opportunities and involves owner representatives at a deeper level in the organization. With regards to commitment and expectations, the expectation is to attend and actively participate in all regional council meetings, the annual general meeting, and the fall forum. The dates are set 1 year in advance, so you have lots of notice. We're also asking our owner representatives to read meeting materials before the meeting to enable fulsome discussions. The meeting materials are provided a week in advance to give you enough time. And mandatory training must be completed within the first term of an owner representative. And finally, attending community events is optional. In terms of remuneration, owner representatives are given $100 per meeting, except the annual general meeting and fall forum. Mileage and associated expenses are reimbursed. And training is compensated at a rate of $50 or $100 per workshop, depending on the time commitment of the workshop. So now I'm going to pass it back to Janet to talk about nominations and elections.
Thank you, Steve. So looking at nominations and elections, to become an owner representative, you must submit a completed nomination form during our advanced nomination period, which runs September 1st to October 31st each year. Now, there's no exceptions on that one. It's written into our bylaws, and as it says right in the title, that's our own internal laws, so we can't be outside of that. So we can't accept them before September 1st, and we can't accept them after October 31st. Our candidate recruitment committees with each of our regional councils have been working since January, and they'll continue to work through to the end of the nomination and election period to ensure that there are sufficient candidates for the vacancies in their region. There is a nomination form. It is not available yet online, but it will be soon. And that includes a spot for supporting signatures from owners, a personal candidacy statement, and a photo that we can use if we go to online election by ballot later in the fall. The owners who sign in support of your candidacy must be owners, personal owners, of the region in which you are seeking election. So if you are seeking election in, for instance, our Huron-Perth South region, then you would need to have owners from within that region. It can be members of your family, it can be friends, it can be neighbors, it cannot be staff, it can be existing owner representatives and directors, however. So there's a lot of people to choose from. If we look at the do's and don'ts of nominations and elections, we do allow in our campaign guidelines that candidates may use their personal social media accounts to campaign. However, you may not campaign in our branch or other locations. We use an external party to conduct our elections by ballot using an online voting system, a very secure one. That we communicate that to the owners in that governance region. Regional councils with elections by ballot will hold the elections electronically during at least the last 10 business days of the month of November. And our owners use certain data to access the site and cast their vote. On the site, they will see the candidate's photo, personal candidacy statements, and other information that you provide to us in your advance nomination form. All right, so we have heard all the technical stuff that Steve and I can tell you from a staff perspective. Now, we're going to invite Gigi to unmute herself. And as I said earlier, Gigi is an owner representative from our Lambton, Kent, Middlesex West Regional Council. Gigi has a lot of experience with Libro, and we're going to do a little bit of an interview with Gigi. So Gigi, are you there?
I am. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
It's great to have you join us.
Thank you.
So, Gigi, tell everyone, why did you want to join to become an owner representative at Libro?
So back when I came to join, which I believe was 2012, we didn't have sessions like this. I really wish that we would have. It absolutely would have given me an opportunity to understand what being a council member was all about. So I didn't know really what I was getting into. I hadn't known much about how Libro operated. I did speak to a few of the staff members to gather some more information. So once it was explained to me, you know, about the cooperative framework, about being an ambassador to Libro, being part of the community and really giving back to the community, so prosperity for all, it spoke to me. It aligned with my values, and it was something that I thought was interesting and not something that I had been a part of on other boards. It was fresh and new for me anyways. So I got to learn, or I was looking forward at that time to learn more about the financial aspect of cooperative banking and how that worked, getting involved within the community, and then also meeting new people on the council and getting to know people within the Libro family, I would say.
Thank you. So could you tell us a little bit about your experience on council, including how do you find the time to commit to this? I know you're a busy lady with a family and a career. How does all that work, and what's the experience like?
So I know you can't see it, but I have a big smile on my face. We always find time for the things that we're interested in and that we want to do. And I will tell you that there are times that are very challenging for me to participate. But the wonderful thing about a Libro Council coming together collaboratively is that if I can't make an event or if I can't participate in something, others will be there to step in and participate. We all work very well together to support all of the different initiatives that Libro has. And there isn't, I don't find that there's a huge time commitment. As you could see in the previous slides, the dates are set a year in advance, and that is such an advantage for those of us. I'm a planner, so for those of us who can plan, I can plan around those dates and know that those dates are set aside for Libro well in advance. And there is flexibility, like I said. If I can't make a meeting for, an emergency has come up and I just can't do it, it is understood. But I tell you that you really try to get to every single meeting, but also you try to participate as much as you can because it's very positive. So I don't find that it's a big time commitment, especially if you've had other experiences with different boards. This certainly has been less of a time commitment than those experiences I've had.
Great. You touched on a little bit some of what you enjoy, but what do you really enjoy about the role, or what are some of the highlights of being an owner representative?
So when I came in, like I said earlier, I really didn't understand what it was all about. And as the council members welcomed me, I got to feel to be a part of this team, and our focus was really giving back. And like I said, it really aligns with my values. It's important. I'm very fortunate in my life to be able to have a career, to be able to have a family, and I have the opportunity to give back. And I think it's important that I do that also as a representation for my children about being part of a community. The other part that I really enjoy is the education part. I have completed all of the required courses, and I've also done some of the optional courses. And I take something back into my everyday life from each one of those courses. It is a time commitment from me. However, Libro puts 100% into the training for the council so that you have everything you need in order to contribute to the council and to the conversations. The other parts that I really enjoy and that I'm passionate about, I've been able to be part of the recruitment committee. I've been the chair and the vice chair of the council. I've also been involved in the director recruitment, and I get to work with board members and other council members from different areas and staff from Libro. My learning is every single time we get together, we learn, and we are able to influence how things move forward. That's important to me.
Okay. So those are some great opportunities that it's given to you as well. Do you see, and this one wasn't scripted, so I'm going to throw you off here.
Okay.
So it's giving, being an owner representative gives you a great opportunity to participate further at Libro. Have you seen it demonstrate, giving you an opportunity outside of Libro at all? Has it influenced anything there?
Absolutely. So within my career, I have been able to bring some succession planning conversation and so forth because I'm an HR manager. That's been my career for the past 20 years. So I bring a little something there, but I will tell you the leadership that I have witnessed and have learned through my participation in the different areas. So the director recruitment, the council, the recruitment committee as well. But all of those, the leadership is strong, but then also the governance aspect, understanding how it works and knowing the goals. Again, see, this is the unscripted part. They make me feel confident in where Libro is going, and I can stand behind that. It makes me proud to be a member of Libro.
That's great. Thank you for that. So you said you've been an owner representative for a little while now. Why do you continue to do it?
Oh, well, that one, why do I continue? Because I still have things to learn, and I still have things to contribute to Libro. I really enjoy meeting the new people, especially with the new governance model that came into play over a year ago now. I've learned so much about the collaborative nature, not only from the people that you get to be very comfortable with, but now we're put together with a team from a different location, but now we're one, and we are now making decisions as one. It's amazing to watch that process happen and come together as a team to support our communities, but then support the larger Libro family.
Wonderful. And I'm very glad to hear you say that. So what would you say to someone who's interested in the owner representative role, but just isn't sure yet if it's the right fit?
Don't let it intimidate you. I would encourage you, if it's allowed, that you attend a council meeting of the council that you're where you're located. I encourage you to do that. You will see you'll see a glimpse of how it works, and it is an opportunity. It's a little window into what could be the possibilities of being part of a good team, and the learnings, and supporting a value system for Libro. That is exactly what I did. I went to a meeting first. I can't tell you, I remember very clearly, everyone was very welcoming and warm and interested in what I had to bring, but also were excited to share their experiences. And you saw that passion, you saw that excitement, you saw the energy. And for me, it made me know that this was something I wanted to be a part of.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Gigi. I'm sure everyone appreciates as much as I do you sharing your story with us. That ends the formal portion. So we're going to ask Steve to turn off our recording so that we can have an open conversation with everyone.